How did you manage? Okay, you have this, super heavy workload, and then how do you manage something like Hurricane Helene coming in and throwing a kibosh in all your plans that you had? Because you were directly like you got right affected by this.
Yeah, yeah. So we live in Marion.
How bad was it?
Yeah, the Asheville area, dude, got smacked, man, and we're 20 minutes from there. So us just being right outside of it, we had some effects, and of course, we immediately started getting calls for trees on houses and stuff like that. And we took care of everybody in Marion where we lived. We've done this for so long that we have a huge customer base in the Asheville area, and those folks started calling immediately, and really good customers up there that we wanted to take care of. And you literally couldn't drive. There wasn't roads open from Marion to Asheville, which again is only 20 minutes away, but like you got to go up and over a mountain to get to Asheville, and the whole mountain was washed out. So we fought our way to get over there. Like, state and highway patrol and stuff didn't even want us to try to travel that way because there was no roads. And we fought our way to get over there and, worked for days. There was, long section of road that it took us almost 48 hours straight of just cutting with 2 skid steers and a grapple and eight guys with saws, just cutting our way through the mountain to get to these people.
How are you get fuel and everything?
There was no fuel.
So whatever you had in reserves at the yard was what you had.
Fortunately, we have 1,000-gallon fuel tanks.
Yeah.
If you drove an hour the opposite direction towards Hickory, North Carolina, there's little areas that got almost no impact. Hickory, it was very weird. Hickory got no impact, so they still had fuel. There was no power where we were in Marion and Asheville. No power, no cell service.
How long?
Weeks.
Didn't Starlink come in and give you guys service or no?
There was several folks like that. Verizon had like a mobile hub, but that didn't happen for, a week or so. Like you couldn't get.
How were people talking?
They weren't. There was no communication, man. The military come in, they were flying Black Hawks in and stuff.
And were you guys like, what's going on?
No, I mean, we knew, it was in devastation, but like no one could communicate.
So how did you know how to get out there and where to go?
In the evenings, I would drive the hour opposite direction.
Get service.
Yeah, like, I got a wife and kids. Like I've brought them to a hotel down that way, like let them shower and stuff and go to a restaurant and eat, and get cell phone service. And you would just be inundated with calls, man, like thousands of calls and texts and messages.
That'd give you so much anxiety. Just
you couldn't keep up, man, with how much was coming in. And so I literally just went like back to old school. Like I had a notepad and I'd go and I'd get all these messages, and I didn't even have time to follow up with everybody. I was just writing down names and addresses.
Crazy. And you just show up.
And we'd just go to that area and we'd work to get to people. And
how would you go about in this process, giving somebody a price to do the work, getting paid for it?
We didn't price anything. We never talked about a price on.
You'd do it and then be like, it's this much.
Yeah. So there was 2 or 3 jobs, which were like landslide stabilization jobs, that we talked about a rough figure within $100,000 usually. But that was weeks into, like, we weren't worried about.
It was the first initial.
The first initial was like, let's get access to these folks. I can't tell you how many elderly folks we knocked on their door and we had food and snacks because we were the first ones to get to them. And they were like, oh, thank God. I thought I knocked on a door on someone who had deceased. Like the lady was on oxygen. I didn't know who lived in the house. These are huge houses, and there's 4 different doors. I'm knocking on all the doors and I know someone's at home because there's cars in the driveway. There's no way for people to get in and out, and the lady takes like 15 minutes. She's almost out of oxygen is what took her so long. And we had cut her way in there and, called the ambulance. They came, brought her more oxygen. And
that's wild.
All these people were so appreciative, like, oh, we haven't had food or water or nothing, and we got all these snacks and stuff for them.